Sarah and Nahid speak Mandarin Chinese almost with style. They've never been to China though. Instead, Mandarin has come to their doorstep here in Sudan.
I'm in the 4th year in the Chinese department, and I'm really enjoying it because I'm discovering a new culture.
I heard that within 20 years, Chinese will be the most widely spoken language.
Here at a cultural exposition in Khartoum University, China has pride of place. It's showcasing almost every aspect of its culture, from Chinese calligraphy to the Chinese brand of spaghetti and the famous sugarless green tea. Just outside the university, the Confucius Cultural Center has opened a branch. It has already sent dozens of Sudanese to study in China.
They do not come to China only to learn the language. They also study medicine, geometry, information technology, and lots of other fields. They also return with a rich cultural experience.
During the last few years, China has opened more than 20 cultural centers like this one across sub-Saharan Africa. It's clearly a translation of China's long-term vision for more dynamic future ties with the African continent. China has trillions of dollars of investments in Africa, and it has made Sudan the model for its success in the continent. Thanks to China, Sudan was able to export its oil despite US sanctions. China has built gigantic dams like the Merawi, which has turned Sudan into an exporter of electric power. It is also renovating Sudan's railways and other crucial infrastructure projects. It should all be for the good of Sudan, but some believe China has gone too far now.
China has thoroughly studied the Sudanese culture and the Sudanese mindset to the extent that our local jalabia and skull cap and even our traditional handicrafts are now made in China. Sudan has outsourced everything from China. Culture was the only exception, but even that is now being ceded to them as well.
Anger against China took a violent expression in January last year when rebels abducted 29 Chinese workers, causing the death of one of them. There's a perception that China is supporting the Sudanese government against its political opponents with total disregard for its alleged human rights violations in Darfur. China denies the accusations and insists that it has no right to interfere in the internal affairs of its African partners. So for now, Sudanese public opinion is divided. But it's these young friends of China who are likely to define the relationship between the two nations in the future. Mohammed Vali, Al Jazeera, Khartoum.